Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Yayo Srila Prabhupada Yayo 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 Srila Prabhupada Yayo Guru Deva 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 Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janma Yasayatam Vaya Ditaratat Sate Shabhigyasvarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Dikavaye Moyante Yasuraya Tejovari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Risha Dannasvena Sada Nirastakohakam Satyam Param Himahi Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Udirayet. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of God and Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Sri Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta Prayesha Padreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Patir Bhavati Naistike. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all the troubles unto the heart is almost completely destroyed. A loving service unto the personality of God, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Namaham Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachati Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Okay, so we arrived on the 17th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam. The verse is the number 34. Somebody please confirm. Somebody confirms. Yes. Okay. Great. Yasmin Harir Bhagavan Ichamana Ijatma Murtir Yajatam Shamtanoti Kamannamo Gastira Jangamanam Antar Bahir Vayut Iva Isha Atma. In all sacrificial ceremonies, although sometimes a demigod is worshipped, the Supreme Lord, personality of Godhead, is worshipped because he's the super soul of everyone. It exists both inside and outside, like the air. Thus, it is he only who awards all welfare to the worshipper. Okay, so there are many people who worship demigods because they think that demigods can give material benefits. In India, this is very common, that they do worship demigods to get something. And this is also a very common trait of some Western religions, where God is praised as an order giver. Please give me my daily breath. Please give me this. Please give me protection. Please give me, give me, give me.
Oh, of course, he's not there.
This is not religion. Religion is to give. It's not to take. Obviously, we are in the material world, and there are not only two stages. There is not only the perfection and a disaster area. There are many different stages, very different levels. So it is understandable that somebody during his practice of religion or Krishna consciousness, one needs something, and since he's practicing some kind of religion, he thinks that the best person to help him be God. Obviously, if you understand that he is the creator, he is the protector, he is this, he is that, then you ask him, please give me, give me, give me. But it is not the essence of religion. As a religion is not taking from God, but is to give from God. And a pure devotee means he doesn't want anything. You know? Just like, who remembers the story of Prahlad Maharaj? At the end, Narasimhadeva, after killing his demoniac father, asked Prahlad, oh, you are my devotee, my pure devotee, so I want to give you something. Please ask. And Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I'm not a businessman. I didn't sell my love for you in exchange of something material. You know, what I want is not what you already been giving me, what you already gave me, which is the possibility of being your devotee. And because it is quite normal, it's quite common to think that doing something is good if the end is good. Just like today, I received two wonderful fruits from a devotee who came to visit me. He brought me mango. I don't like mango, but there is no difference between the service with a happy ending and a service without a happy ending. Because the ending is always happy. Because what it matters in devotion is not what you do. Of course, if you can do something good, you do it. I'm sure next time it will bring me something I like best. But actually, he was trying to give service to Ishwari, which she loves mango. And tomorrow she will steal them from my kitchen and bring, because she likes mango. So the whole point of being back to being serious is that doesn't matter if you are successful. Your success is trying to be successful. You have to be detached from the result. So what does it mean? That the cook say, okay, I have to be detached from the results, so I will cook terribly for the deities, everything will be burned out, and I do my service to the deities, and maybe I will put, you know, a paint on the arm and something else, because it doesn't matter. Oh, this is a terrible understanding of philosophy. The point is that the service of devotee is trying his utmost, or her utmost, to please the Lord, to give a great success. If it doesn't come, at the end, having tried everything humanly in his possibilities, in his capacities, trying to do everything to please the Lord, and at the end it doesn't come, then the Lord will be happy with his effort. You know, again, not that the result doesn't matter. This is not our philosophy. The results matter. It's just that you don't know if it will come. And if the good result will come, then you should not enjoy it. Because if you think that something good is happened because you're good, then you didn't understand the philosophy. Because your effort is only one, one element of a multifarious entities who cooperated to give you a good result. So of course the devotee is happy, you know, I did my best. So he's proud, and he should be. He should be proud to try to be a good devotee, but don't think that everything came good because you are good. You are a part of goodness. Not all. Not that everything came good because you are all good. You're just small good. So devas are Krishna servants. You can worship the devas if you remember that they are Krishna servants. Just like we worship so many, we worship gurus, we worship saints, we worship, but we do it because we understand that they are Krishna servants. If they are not Krishna servants, we should not worship anyone. We should just worship Krishna. But since there are pure devotees of Krishna, then we should worship the Shiva and Brahma and Lakshmi and Narayana, all these personalities. We should, in certain days, and just like in some temples we have Sitaram, deities, etc. We should worship them, okay? In the limits of what Prabhupada told us. Because he's the only one who awards all welfare to the worshipper. The devas cannot give you anything if Krishna does not want to give you something. Okay, I think at this point it's quite clear. So we should, that's why we are Krishna's devotees and not Indra's devotees or Surya's devotees. Okay, I think we made a point. 35. There is a Puerto Rican flag you have in your back. Are you in Puerto Rico?
No, Maharaj, I'm at my friend's house. It's actually a Cuban flag.
The Cuban flag. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. They're very similar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. Would you please read 35?
Yes, give me 15 seconds, please.
Okay. So.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready, Maharaj.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Sri Sutta Goswami said, the personality of Kali, thus being ordered by Maharaja Parikshit, began to tremble in fear, seeing the king before him like Yamaraja, ready to kill him. Kali spoke to the king as follows.
Yes, yes, yes. So Kali didn't want to die. Nobody wants to die, but he had a mission. And he was very afraid of his life, but also afraid of not being able to do his service for Krishna because propagating, or how you say, the propagating, to propagate, is it correct in English?
Yes.
Propagating, yes.
Propagating Kali, the sins of Kali, that's his service. Krishna wanted Kali. Why Krishna wants Kali Yuga to happen? Krishna wanted Kali to happen because there were people who wanted to live in Kali Yuga. Just like this material world. Does Krishna need the material world? No, it's useless. So why he created it? Because there are some people who wants to be here, and that's that. Unfortunately, there are not many people. There are many people who wants to live in Kali Yuga. So Maharaj Parikshit was with the sword raised upon the personality of Kali, and so Kali said something to save himself. Can you please read 36?
Me, Maharaj?
Yes.
Oh, your majesty, though I may live anywhere and everywhere under your order, I shall but see you with bow and arrows wherever I look.
Oh, this is a good point. You know, Maharaj Parikshit did not want Kali to live in his kingdom, but Kali didn't want to live in his kingdom either. Why? In this verse it said, because you are so fearful, that if I live in your kingdom, I will live with a lot of anxiety, and I don't want to live in anxiety. So now Kali, the personality of Kali Yuga, will speak to Maharaj Parikshit. At the end, they will find some kind of, how you say, some kind of middle term. Please help me, my English, I don't speak English. Sorry. Some kind of
Midterm. Midterm.
okay, midterm. Okay, 37, and maybe Madhava can read 37, and then I will give some short explanation, and then 38.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
Haribo.
Glory to Srila Prabhupada.
And you turn your volume up a little bit?
Here, yes. Better? Entonces, it says, therefore, O chief amongst the protectors of religion, please fix some place for me where I can live permanently under the protection of your government.
Yes, he was saying, I don't want to live in your kingdom because I don't want to be in anxiety, you come and kill me, but there must be some place within your kingdom that I can be peacefully living, and but this place you had to give it to him. I cannot go around and look for a place, hoping that the great king, the Maharaja, comes and kill me. Give me some place. So we'll see what Maharaj, very Parikshit Maharaj, we'll see what he will say. Yes, Madhava, can you continue?
Yes, Maharaj. It says, Sutta Goswami said, Maharaja Parikshit, thus being petitioned by the personality of Kali, gave him permission to reside in places where gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter were performed.
Yes. So, is this a good idea? Well, it might be good for Kali, but Maharaj Parikshit was not really interested. Because why? Who can say why? Why he wasn't enthusiastic to give him a place where animal slaughter, prostitution, etc., was performed? What is the reason? The reason is there were no such a thing in Parikshit kingdom. There were no animal slaughter. There was no any sinful activities. So he had the permission, but then we'll see what happens. 39, Yamuna, would you read, please?
Yes, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Glory to Srila Prabhupada. Text 39. The personality of Kali asked for something more, and because of his begging, the king gave him permission to live where there is gold, because wherever there is gold, there is also falsity, intoxication, lust, envy, and enmity.
If you have no man, you can't do anything. You can't enjoy life. You know, who will come with you? Is there any woman who will come with you if you don't have any money? Or any man will come with you if you're not a little beautiful or something. So the first permission asked by Kali was that I want to live where animal slaughter, prostitution, and all kinds of sinful activities are going on. Okay, but then he realized there is no such a place in his kingdom, and then Parikshit said, okay, you live where there is money. He's saying here, where there is gold. What is the name for gold? Samaya gold, Jatarupam. I never heard this expression. Anyway, where there is wealth. In our movement, we not condemn money. I think we spoke about this last week or some other week. I don't remember. Maybe in Spanish or whatever. That in Krishna consciousness, we don't condemn wealth. Rupa Goswami was very clear, giving a name to the right use of wealth. Who knows this term?
Yeah. Yes.
Auspiciousness? I'm sorry.
Ah?
Auspiciousness? I'm sorry, my ignorance.
No, in Sanskrit. You made me forget myself. Dhananjaya Prabhu, what's the name? What's the name of the using his own wealth in Krishna consciousness? Yukta Vairagya. I really had to apologize. My mind doesn't work very much. Yukta Vairagya means either you renounce your wealth or you use it for Krishna. In both ways, it's a renunciation. Because the point of wealth is utilizing it for himself, for sense gratification. That's how we use money. But if you give it to Krishna, then that's a completely blessed and spiritual. So how much money one should give to Krishna to be perfect in line? Well, Rupa Goswami says something about 50-50. This is a classical thing. And nowadays, if someone gives 50% of his earning to the temple or the guru or that, then you will go bankrupt, because most people, it's a miracle if they can survive with 100%. Because this society is so terrible that everything is so expensive, unbelievably expensive. So the reasonable thing is that whatever you make money, you spend normally for yourself, and whatever is left, give 50% to a temple, to a guru, to a sannyasi, somebody who guarantee you the use in Krishna consciousness, and the other half for something else. Is that clear? Okay, so
Yes.
if you have too much money, it's not bad in itself. I want to be very clear. Money is not bad. But the point is that if you have a problem, if you have a lot of money, you don't need to ask Krishna for protection because you have money. That's why we have the yatis or jatis, sannyasis, the renunciant. They renounce everything. They don't have anything. So if they are in trouble, they call to Krishna. If you are too rich, then we don't call for Krishna, because you don't. We think we don't need him. So there is a very nice verse in 5th canto, and that says, I want to give my devotees pure devotion, but he doesn't want it. So I will take everything away from him. So that's why being a Krishna's devotee is very dangerous, because he can take everything away from you, while it is something very normally known in India. If someone is devotee of Shiva or Lakshmi or Ganesh or Hanuman, or normally they become very rich. But if they are the Krishna's devotees, there is this thing everybody knows, that if you are Krishna devotee, you risk to become poor. Of course, you become very rich spiritually, but you don't. So you have to pray, Krishna, give me whatever you want. Give me wealth, give me poverty, whatever you want, I will accept. Okay, Yamuna, the number 40.
Number 41.
41.
Did I read number 4? Oh, no, number 40. Thus the personality of Kali, by the directions of Maharaja Parikshit, the son of Uttara, was allowed to live in those 5 places.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Which 5 places does he mean, Guru Maharaj?
Well, the first one is where is the money, and in places where there are sinful activities like gambling, drinking. That's in, we find it in verse number 38.
Oh.
Yeah, giving permission to reside in places where gambling, drinking, prostitution, and animal slaughter. So what are our 4 regular principles that you promised to observe at the time of initiation? What are they? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. This is the promise that we made. Unfortunately, we don't always follow them, but we should.
But those are our 4. And so what would the 5th be?
Money.
Oh, okay.
And money.
Thank you.
Because this is, as I explained, try to explain, money is consequential. These 4 activities is consequential. If you don't have money, you can do anything in this world. You are just a bad loser. You can't get anything done in your life. You need money, and with that money, you enjoy what you enjoy: intoxication, meat eating, etc. But if you follow the four regulatory principles, then you don't need money. You need a little money, of course. You need the money to eat, to have a house, you know. But sinful activities are very expensive. Takes a lot of money to go around and please a woman or a man. Just, and Srila Prabhupada gave us a very extremely wonderful motto. Simple life, high thinking. Just a simple life, you don't need much. Eating doesn't cost very much. And high thinking is so beautiful. This philosophy is just unbelievably sweet. And any type of intelligent person will find a great pleasure in studying these literatures, in hearing and in discussing amongst themselves, among devotees, about the principle of Krishna consciousness. This is really no limit in this philosophy. The only limit is our understanding, but not to the philosophy. You can go on studying, you always find new things. I can guarantee you it is this way. Okay, so 41, Ishwari doesn't want to read. I don't know who Radha is. We love your name. Who are you? Yes, somebody. Okay, somebody give.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I thought it was at 6:30, but I'm glad that I got this and came on. I just don't know how to come on video here or anything. Please forgive me for that. But I've been like trying to listen and trying to look up which chapter. So I've been searching the end of the Veda base, like at end of chapter 1, and I can see that you're talking about Kali Yuga.
Yes, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, chapter 17, and the verse we are supposed to read now is the 41. Not
Okay, got it.
okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm just so glad I joined. I'm just so sad I missed. I thought it was 6:30. I don't know why I thought that, but I'm still very happy that I could join you.
Where do you live?
Sorry?
Where
Oh,
do you...
in San Antonio, San Antonio.
Oh, San Antonio, my second home.
Yes.
Okay, so are you ready to read 41?
Not today because I just
Okay.
joined and I'm having some problems with my phone and accessing, but I can see where it is. So I'll just keep listening today. From
Okay.
next week, I will join in.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, so
Thanks.
we start again, but Richard, please, can you read number 41?
Yes, Maharaj. Therefore, whoever desires progressive well-being, especially kings, religionists, public leaders, brahmanas, and sannyasis, should never come in contact with the four above-mentioned irreligious principles.
There is one verse in the Bhagavad Gita that gives a very, would you say, very original translation. I don't know if Prabhupada, I'm sure Prabhupada translated the principles of freedom. Who read this verse? There is a very weird translation, the four regulatory principles, calling them the principles of freedom. I never thought when I was young, I thought that it was a problem, you know, to follow at least four regulatory principles, because we were so used to think that freedom of doing whatever we want was a real freedom. And then when we become a devotee, then we start hearing, no, you don't do this, you don't do that, or you had to do this, but you had to do something that you don't like it right now, and in the future you will like it, etc. And then I found this verse, the principles of freedom, and then it was very interesting that if you are free from material desires, you are free. You can do what you want. You can go where you want because you are not attached to anything. Just like sannyasis. Sannyasis, they travel. They don't need a job. They are free. They don't need money. They are free. They don't have a house, so that they are free to travel, going here and going there. It's so beautiful. The more you have, the less free you are. The less you have, the freer you are. So here in this verse, those who want to advance in spiritual life, then they should never break the four regulative principles, and in particular, trying to do a very simple life with a very high thinking. High thinking, you get it from studying literature, from listening to classes, and then you become more and more intelligent, and you are able to think in a higher way. So they should never come in contact with the four above mentioned religious principles. Okay, then 42. I have a little problem with my tongue. I spoke for hours today. I'm a little thing. I will not be able to stay as much I normally stay. So, but Richard, can you read the 42?
Yes, Maharaj. Thereafter, the king re-established the lost legs of the personality of religion, the bull, and by encouraging activities, he sufficiently improved the condition of the earth.
Yes. So what are the four legs of the bull? One is austerity, the other one is cleanliness, and then we have the mercy, and then we have satyam. We have truthfulness. Austerity means living simply. This word is carrying a lot of people. I have to be austere. I can't eat. This is not really the meaning of austerity. Being Krishna consciousness is very nice. We have a wonderful prasada. We have nice temples. The devotees are very nice. They are very gentle. They are clean. Look how my white is white. So it is very important. We are half shaved. We are clean. We don't have beard. We don't have. So Vaishnavas are very nice people to be with. So austerity means the necessary. Of course, if you want to develop mystic powers, then you have to go in top of the Himalaya and doing yoga and all this kind of thing. That's another thing. But for bhakti, for love for Krishna is not difficult to get it. You take the minimum for you, and everything else you give it to Krishna. The little you need to cook, to clean, in terms of time or energy, you get what you need, but don't exaggerate in negative or in positive. If you do too much austerity, you don't eat because you think that Krishna is happy with you not eating, that I don't know where some devotees get this information, which is totally bogus. You should eat prasadam, healthy food, but take the time necessary. Don't take the whole day and then at the end of the day, I still had to chant 5 rounds because during the day I didn't have time to chant my rounds. Cleanliness, there are 3 types of cleanliness. Cleanliness of mind, cleanliness of speech, and cleanliness of body. Cleanliness of body, you clean yourself. Cleanliness of speech, you should speak nicely. People should not feel threatened by you. Of course, you should talk about Krishna, obviously. But the way we speak should always be gentle. Vaishnava is a gentleman. And ladies and Vaishnavis and Vaishnava, they are ladies and gentlemen, and everyone should like to be with Vaishnavas. We are not thugs. We don't go around dirty and fighting with people. This is not Vaishnava. This is a Rakshasa, demoniac behavior. So cleanliness of body, cleanliness of speech, and cleanliness of thought. How you clean up your thought? Obviously, you chant, you read philosophy, these kind of things, and then you clean your mind. Chetodarpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagni nivapana. Shtayaya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam. Cleaning mind. How? By chanting the mantra Hare Krishna and speaking about philosophy. Okay? And then mercy. What is mercy? In what way we can be merciful? For instance, if we find a bum in the street, we should give him money. This is mercy? No, why not? What is he going to do with that money? You know, so you are helping him to fall more and more into the depths of Kali Yuga. So don't give him money. Give him some prasadam. You know, sometimes devotees ask me, what would I do with people? You know, then if you are so merciful, then bring with you just some little bags with I say biscuits. There is another name for
Biscuits
biscuits.
or cookies.
Cookies. Offer it to Krishna. You offer it to Krishna. You always do the same street, and then there is always the same person in the street asking for money. Give him prasadam. That will help him. But don't give to eat something that is not prasadam, because if you don't purify him, you don't purify yourself, and you don't solve his life problems, because tomorrow you will be hungry again. So you haven't solved anything. The solution is the root. The root is living in this material world. Okay, you should take people out of this material world. And truthfulness. What is truth? Krishna is truth. You should talk about Krishna. And of course, the meaning of truthfulness has many different levels. The highest level, we should tell the truth. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Number one. Second, we are not this body. We are spirit soul. Third, what is the natural activities of the soul? Is serving Krishna with love and devotion, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so this is Satyam, being truthful, and on the material plane, being truthful means, you know, don't lie. If you promise something, you maintain it. If you, that's normal meaning of truthfulness. Well, I think that we can go to questions. Before I would like to talk about our books. I'm not ready to talk about our books, you know. There is a books, but it's Spanish, and this is an English. But except Bachelor Richard, and probably Radha doesn't know Spanish. But
Well, Maharaj Sattva, the book that I recently edited was released very recently also. Sattva Sandarbha. Tattva Sandarbha. Tattva Sandarbha.
Tattva Sandarbha has been,
That's
it's been published.
that's the most recent one that came out in English.
Are you sure?
Yes, I just bought 2 copies of it myself very recently.
Okay, Tattva Sandarbha in English. That's a very good book. That's a very good book because it's an introduction. The whole book is an introduction. Introduction to what? To a larger book, which is called Bhagavad Sandarbha. Tattva Sandarbha is the first of the 6 books that compose the Bhagavad Sandarbha. Plus there is a 7th actually, Krama Sandarbha is called. But normally the Bhagavad Sandarbha 6 books. And if you want to read something from a genius, that's Jiva Goswami. He's been reputed as the greatest philosopher of all time. So please read the Tattva Sandarbha. It's a small booklet, you know. I think we have Tattva Sandarbha in Spanish. We do. Okay.
Yes. I used the Spanish book to make the English translation. Yes.
You can see how my memory is, you know.
And that was very recent. And actually, I'm in the middle of already in the middle of the book that I'm presently working on. So there'll be a new edited version coming out of the first volume of the Mahabharata soon. Yes.
So who knows? And then we go to the questions. Who knows how many books we published until now?
47?
You know.
40.
Yeah.
47.
Yeah.
47 books, 14 in English, 14 in Spanish, and 19 in Italian.
Wow.
Well, I take notes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 14, and now the Mahabharata in verse by verse. Verse by verse.
That would be the 15th. Yes.
It's going to be the 48th book.
Now 48th, of course.
Then there is the Harinam Chintamani, which is going to be the 49. And then a very special booklet. It's done. I just don't have time. You know, a very special book about Nandagram. But there is something else. A book that until 3 days ago, I didn't think to publish. And but one wonderful devotee proposed himself to translate it and correct it in Spanish. And I think in around 1 month, I think it will be around 1 month, we are going to have the philosophy of Bhakti Yoga in Spanish, you know, in Spanish. And this is a book that I wrote in the 41 years ago, something like that. I was about 27. I was very young. First, I wrote the Ramayana, which is my first book, and then I wrote this by hand. This book was written by hand at the time. I had one of these machines, tick tack 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 tack. It's ridiculous machines. I had one of those, but it just didn't work. So I wrote this book by hand. So now we are going to publish it in Spanish. Of course, it's still a book but it was written for everyone, for someone who comes in the temple for the first time. That is I imagine to be talking to those people, very neophyte. So I enjoyed writing, and so we are there. This is going to be the 51st or someone or something before. Okay, so where do you find my books? Isvara.org. On top, the bookstore, you go on the bookstore and you buy our books. This is a big deal for you spiritually. You help us. It's a big deal for us also, because you know why somebody write books? Because he wants people to read them. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay. Today we are having some good time. All right, so but Richard, please, your question.
Yes, Maharaj. First, I want to say I had been doing my 16 rounds for about 3 weeks, but maybe the last 3 or 4 days and maybe one other day I've slipped up. And no, it's nothing to be. Thank you, but I'm not. I'm a little upset with myself. And Krishna willingly, tomorrow I'll get back to 16. Anyway, I just want to tell you. So, but my question is, how can I love myself and stay humble and not, because I try to think of myself, imagine myself and love that person, but I feel like that's just making my false ego bigger. So I'm really confused in how I can love myself and not be so absorbed in the false ego, thinking that's me. But I want to be able to love myself and stay humble and stay, in the Krishna conscious path.
I cheer you up because there are two ways of looking at things. Just like if you have a cup of water and it's half full, either you say, oh, my cup is half empty, or you see, my cup is half full. Just like you lament that today you didn't chant, but yesterday you did. And the point that you complain about not chanting is because you're understanding how important it is. So sometimes someone avoids taking trouble because he understands, but some other time to understand that these things is not good, you have to go through. So keep your good work. Sometimes you fail, and sometimes you'll be successful, and be sure that the devotees will appreciate what you do and will look over what you couldn't do. This is the first part, and it wasn't a question, but this was something I wanted to say. So it is very difficult to answer this question because there are so many answers that are possible. Let's choose one. First thing is that why should I love myself? What is the reason to loving myself? Should I? And if I do, what is that will make me lovable in front of my eyes and in front of everybody else's life? So we know by scripture that Krishna is very lovable, so much so that Krishna Prema is the main principle in spiritual life, loving Krishna. So Krishna is very lovable. Otherwise, it won't be Krishna Prema the most important thing to do. So how you become lovable? By being Krishna's devotee. Just like if you touch fire, you become hot, you burn yourself. And if you put your hand into the freezer, you freeze yourself. So you become what you associate with. Are you getting the point? So it is
somewhat, Maharaj, but honestly, I'm confused. Please excuse me.
Yeah, take a bar of iron, an iron bar. Okay, it's cold. but you need it hot. How do? You take this bar and you put it in contact with heat, with fire, and then the iron bar will become hot. So how you become lovable? By getting in contact with the person who is the most lovable of all, Krishna. The more you are devotee, the more you like yourself, and everybody else will like you. You know, because who doesn't like a person? We have been talking about qualities, Krishna's quality, the devotee's qualities, mercy, cleanliness, all these kind of things. Who doesn't like a person who is cleaned, who talks nicely, who is intelligent, who is, everybody likes him. So if you stay in company with a person who is clean, you become clean, because at the end you get shame of yourself. You feel ashamed that you are not clean. I'm not referring to you, I'm talking in general. And then you become clean because you see the good example. So everybody will love you the more you are Krishna's devotee. The more you chant, the more you study, the more you try to control yourself. This is the secret. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Yamuna, please.
Yes, Gurudev. First, I want to start by saying what a wonderful service it is to be able to translate and edit your books. This is really the best way to get to know the contents of the books really well, because often I read one of your books and later you may ask me a question and I just can't remember what the answer was. I can't remember any of the details, but on the books that I have worked on, I have much better retention. I tend to go through them 3 times to be sure that I get as much corrected as possible, because the first time through, there's a lot of things that are overlooked. And for all the English speakers out there, the books in English that I edited that are excellent to read. I started with Brilliant as the Sun, which is one of those books with questions and answers from a time when Maharaj was here in Puerto Rico, as well as the Shyamanandana, the Joy of Radharani, and On a Silver Platter. On a Silver Platter is one of my favorites because it has the story of how Guru Maharaj got involved in Krishna consciousness in the first place. So
Yeah.
besides all of the wonderful philosophy in it, there's the personal touch to that book. And the Bhajana Rahasya, which divides the day into several different periods of time, and with all the different leelas that took place in those
8.
yes, eight different periods of time, with all of the leelas, the things that Krishna did in those periods of time, and what we should do in those periods of time as a result. And the Tattva Sandarbha is really a very convincing book on why the personality of Godhead is not just some effulgence or an impersonal energy. And it's very, very convincing. And some of you have read them in Spanish, but for the English speakers who haven't read it, this is one of the most important books, and you should certainly read it. And we're also cleaning up some of the older books that had mistakes in them, like the Ramayana has been republished with a lot of the mistakes corrected, and I'm working on the volume 1 of the Mahabharata also. And so I have trouble selling your books in English here in Puerto Rico, but those of you who are listening to this class, you should definitely get online and get these books, because they're really wonderful gems of wisdom. They're very enjoyable to read. So getting around to my question, it's a kind of a commentary and a question, because wishing.
But give me 1 minute though to say something
Okay.
to what you said until now. For instance, we have what Yamuna is doing in Puerto Rico. It's what I would like that all devotees do in their cities. Like here we have one devotee from Santo Domingo, and right now we have Radha in San Antonio, Texas. And what Yamuna is doing is very simple. She buys the books and she sells it in the temple. Even, she's not selling thousands of books, but she's not selling little books either. I think we are, I don't know how many books you sold until now, but I think it might be 50, maybe. It could be.
Maybe, the books sell themselves. So all I have to do is say
Yeah.
I have Maharaja's books, and people buy them. As a matter of fact, one of the devotees here in the temple bought every single book that I had, of Maharaj. I had to replace the whole library. That was Prabhu Varan. He's
Yeah.
a follower,
Yeah,
follower
yeah.
of yours.
You
Yes.
can, about the Mahabharata in Spanish, you can buy it even today, because what is missing is the Kindle, but the paper book is already in Amazon, or you can wait a couple of days, but
Well, I would definitely buy it. And when I buy the new books, I buy several copies because I know the people who will
Yeah.
take them immediately.
yeah.
And, yeah.
So I invite everyone, just buy some of my books and then you sell them to your friends, to the temple, in the temple, etc. And this is the way to, to distribute, make known our books. I don't really feel, maybe now I may appear as someone who wants to be very humble. I'm not very humble actually, but I can assure this comes from my heart, that I don't really feel to having written myself. I mean, would I have been able to write books without Srila Prabhupada coming in my life, or having my god brothers instructing me in the first days and weeks and years and maybe decades of my life? Would I been able to write a Krishna didn't want this? I mean, this is mainly Krishna's mercy. So that's why I really want these books to be sold. So if Radha wants, he can buy some of my books and selling them. And if, the mother is quite busy for the next month or so, but if he wants, he can do the same. He can buy a few books, and then the money you make when you sell the books, you don't have to give me the money. The money that you make by selling the books is to buy other books, because I'm already getting money from the books you buy on Amazon. So the moment you buy it, all the money you make is yours. So please, in Radha also in San Antonio, which is the home of my very good friend, Dhananjaya Prabhu, and I had so many nice devotees. I lived there almost 3 years of my life in San Antonio. 1 year and a half for the first time, and another year and a half. So I'm very much attached to the devotees in San Antonio, Texas. And there are many books in English. Please buy them if you want and give them out. All right, so Yamuna, your question?
Okay, it's a kind of a commentary because we've kind of gone full circle here with the analogy of the bull, because I remember several verses back, I guess it was Kali who was torturing the bull and cutting off the legs of the bull, but this was actually alliteration, because it wasn't a real bull. The bull was the represented the personality of religion,
Yeah.
and there were 4 legs, and the one leg that remained was truthfulness.
Yeah.
Although I question how much truthfulness there really is in the age of Kali. would you care to comment a little bit more on that?
Yes, of course, obviously, we are not talking about real bull and flesh and bones. This is a, um, and in the Bhagavata, we find quite often analogies that is there to make people understand the principle. So you, the bull, why the bull is represent religion? Because the bull is the father, the cow is the mother, but the bull is the father. Why the bull is the father? Because he works. The cow give birth, and then it nourishes and protect the sons, and the bull goes out in the field to work. That's why it's the father and mother. So since protecting religion is a male activities, because it needs energy, so that's why the Bhagavatam uses the analogy of the bull. The bull, we already know there are 4 principles. 3 principles are completely lost. There is no mercy. Look in butchery, how many animals are killed. There is no cleanliness. Even if you walk in the street, even the air is polluted. Everything is polluted. The sea is polluted. The air is polluted. The water is polluted. There is no cleanliness in Kali Yuga, you know. And but some truthfulness is there. There are religions, there are philosophers, there are some good people, and that's why it is said that in Kali Yuga some truthfulness is remained, and Srila Prabhupada explained this point in one of his commentaries. Okay, so now last question, and this is for Madhava.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I was thinking about the class when you were talking about the money, and I remember about Srila Prabhupada and a satsang that he gave. He told that solve this money problem, because we are devotees of Krishna, and Krishna is the richest. And also, I was thinking about that if we surrender little by little, like someday to be a Yukta Vairagya, if this comes with, like if I surrender, so Krishna will solve my problems or he will protect me, right?
There is no will problem because Krishna decides what to do with you at any point. It may solve your problem or may not solve your problem. It may solve your problems in 50 years or leave you poverty-stricken the whole of your life. This is the point of. Okay, so I want to explain something so that everybody understands that there is a philosophy which is basically contrary to Krishna consciousness, but Krishna tried to explain it to his father to justify his request to not doing the yagya for Indra. And this philosophy is called Karma Mimamsa. Karma Mimamsa says that it doesn't matter to satisfy any god or any deva or anyone, because the superior supreme law is the law of karma. That's why it's called Karma Mimamsa. If you do the right thing, as the Vedas enjoins, then you are going to get the result. And if Indra doesn't want, who cares? He's obliged to give you water, rain. Who cares about what Surya says or this Deva says or the other says? Because karma is more powerful. They will be obliged to give you what you need because of karma. This is not really correct, but there is some truth behind this Karma Mimamsa philosophy, some truth. And But this karma mimamsa can never be applied in Krishna consciousness. Why? Because the karma mimamsa is a mechanism. Do you understand? The mechanism is something you turn on your car and the car goes. You don't do anything. You don't push your car. It is not you giving heat to your engine. You know, you just turn it on and then it does everything by itself. But this is that this mechanism cannot apply in Krishna consciousness. Why? Because Krishna consciousness is under the desire and the will of the Supreme Lord. It is different. It is different. Because if you want bhakti, then you cannot pretend to have anything. You cannot go to Krishna and say, hey, Krishna, I've been chanting for 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Now, please, now give me something, And this is exactly the opposite of love. Love means I give you, period, full stop. There is nothing more in love. Love is not, I love you because. If there is a because, it's not love. Then, if you say, hey, Krishna, you made the karma mechanism. You told me to do this, and I'm doing this, and then I chant, and then I study, and then I got initiated, and then this, and then that. Now you have to give me. And Krishna said, no, you misunderstood everything. You understood nothing of Krishna consciousness. You just wasted your time, he may say. So there is nothing. Krishna does what he wants. Again, what is the famous verse that I always forget the first word? This is a torture for me. Aslisha vapadaratam pinashtumam adarsanam marmahatan karotuva yata tata vavidadatu lampato matprananatas saeva napara. There is a word inside this verse, it is lampata. Lampata means a thug, someone who works, wants to do something bad for you, a bandit. Okay? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, even if you treat me so bad, even if you mistreat me, I don't care. Because you are my Lord. Prananatas tu saeva, you are my Lord. Because this is the law. Love is not love. I love you if you treat me well. This is not love. Love is even if I treat you bad. Of course, nobody wants to treat badly anyone, but it's just a concept, a principle. Even if Krishna doesn't give you liberation, even if Krishna doesn't give you anything, if you love him, you will continue being his devotee. That's bhakti. Okay, so I think
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
a lot of messages here. Let's see if there is something concerning me. The Amazon link, thank you very much. Why Vanipedia?
I put the reference of what I was reading about the satsang of Srila Prabhupada when he talked about solve your economic problem. Like there is the links. It's like a reference.
This is the link to our bookstore. store.isvara.org. 47 books, probably the Italians, but 14 in English, 14 in Spanish.
15 in Spanish with the new Mahabharata.
In a few days, just in a few very days. Okay, so I enjoyed being with you, talking about Krishna today. We will see again next Thursday, and for those who speak Spanish, we will see next Saturday.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Manonatha Maharaj, ki jai.
Jai.